Reuters.
Hello and welcome back to Reuters' global coverage of Chinese President Hu Jintao's visit to Russia. We've seen a lot of buddying up in Moscow, with relations described as the best in decades. President Hu calls President Putin my good friend, and Mr. Putin has instigated a year of China in Russia. Well, I'm joined now by Russia analyst Natalia Lishchenko from Global Insight. Natalia, thank you very much indeed for joining us today. First of all, are Russia and China really best mates, or is this more to do with positioning themselves against a third power, and of course I mean the United States?
Well, if you look at this, Russia and China have never had lukewarm relations. It's always been very, very dramatic, and throughout the 20th century, they've been best friends and they have been very bitter enemies. So at the moment, it's just probably the time for the thaw and friendship again. Yes, the relations between Russia and China are described by President Putin as the best in the last 400 years. So, of course, there's lots of warmth at the moment. Whether it is directed against the United States is a very interesting and perhaps the most important question about this current alliance. Of course, both sides say it's very non-aggressive, their union is simply a natural alliance and it has nothing to do with the United States dominance. But, however, if you look at it, of course, both of them say that the international disputes should be resolved through multipolar, multilateral cooperation, that there shouldn't be any one state dominating the world. So implicitly, indirectly, they're just claiming their space on the international arena.
Making sure that they're not being ignored, that they're there.
Yeah, they're taking themselves very seriously, both Russia and China, and they want others to do the same.
Looking at the relationship, you say that it's more sort of polar. It's either very good or very bad. At the moment, it's going through a good phase. And yet Russia still seems to view China with a bit of ambiguity, especially as far as energy supply is concerned. Russia has the oil, which it could sell to China, but it's not necessarily happy to do that.
Well, Russia is generally very worried about the fact that most of its exports are natural resources, and the Russian government is very keen to promote diversified economy, what they call. 90% of Russian exports to China at the moment is energy resources and natural resources, which of course the Russian government is not very happy about. Also, the Russians are worried that the Chinese eventually will take over with their economic and even demographic might in the...
So by supplying them with energy, they'd be helping a potential rival overtake them.
Well, certainly, and of course they will be simply not making as much money and not developing their own economy. That's their primary concern, if you want.
How do you see the Russia and China relationship developing over the next 5 to 10 years?
Well, at the moment it looks like a very nice and cozy partnership, of course, and they're making a lot of effort to build trust. We had a year of Russia and China, now we're having a year of China and Russia. And, of course, they're trying to pretend that they're equal partners, but Russians have to be worried much more on this side. Probably later in 10, maybe 20 years' time, Russia may fall into dependency on China, something they do not want, basically, to do, but they might have to. So, at present, they're trying to secure as much high-tech contacts, as much cooperation in technological sphere as they can afford to avoid becoming a major resource for Russia. For China.
Well, Natalia Lishchenko from Global Insight, thank you very much indeed for joining us. And we're going to have plenty more on this throughout the rest of the day on Reuters.com. Do keep watching. Goodbye.